Nvidia just announced a huge deal with OpenAI, resulting in a $100 billion deal, which sparks global chip stock rally. So OpenAI plans to build and deploy Nvidia systems that require 10 gigawatts of power. That's a huge amount of power, which is equivalent to 4 million and 5 million graphics processing units. What does this mean for Nvidia? It means that they're going to be supplying a lot of GPUs to OpenAI. When you think of AI, you think of ChatGPT, and OpenAI are the creators of ChatGPT, which is huge. I heard in an interview too that OpenAI, their main users are out of the US, but both Nvidia and OpenAI are working to deploy their AI systems to different regions around the world, which will just increase profitability. But overall, this deal is huge for Nvidia, which OpenAI has such a huge market share in the AI industry. So like I just said, what does this mean for Nvidia? Future profitability and growth. They're going to be supplying a lot of GPUs, which is a lot of money coming into the company. Their profitability is going to increase, their earnings per share is going to increase, and their revenue, and just future growth for the company. This is nothing new for Nvidia. They've invested in huge projects before, but I think this one is very significant. Right now, AI is so huge and so important in the U.S. economy and around the world, and it's really the future of technology. So this is going to spark huge growth potential for Nvidia. This deal also means that their market share in the AI space is going to increase, and this is the future for technology, is AI, like I just said. So increase in market share and having such a big percentage in the AI space is super huge for Nvidia, and of course I believe an increase in stock price. I mean, we're hoping an increase in stock price, but from what I'll show you, fundamentally, they're pretty healthy. The technical side of things look pretty good too. All right, so let's just look at a quick overview. Right now, their valuation ratio, earnings anyways, is pretty high. So is price to share, but their price to earnings right now is 49.38, and this went up from quarter 1 2025 to quarter 2 of 2025. I shared in a separate video that a lot of these AI companies are extremely overvalued right now, so it's hard for investors to warrant a investment in some of these companies. A hope would be for this PE to come down, but I don't think so. There's just such large optimism in the AI space. This is the one downside in Nvidia that I'm really seeing, but there's still just huge growth potential in the stock. One of the most attractive things is their financial health. They really don't have too much debt. If we're looking at their annual basis in 2024, their debt was at $10 billion. Their free cash flow is at $60 billion, and cash equivalents at $8.59 billion. So all of this can completely cover the debt if anything arises, which of course it probably won't, but this is just another great sign of financial health for Nvidia. Quickly looking at their statements, I mean, their total revenue has increased. Trailing 12 months, they're at $165 billion, which is huge, and in 2024, they were able to increase their revenue by 114%. Their gross profit has also been able to increase. Trailing 12 months, they're at $115 billion. Operating income has also been able to increase. They're at $95 billion. And net income has been able to increase. Trailing 12 months, they're at $86 billion, and in 2024 they were able to grow their net income by 144%. Balance sheet looks really healthy. Total assets are at $111 billion in 2024. Huge amount of total assets, and this is a 69% increase from 2023. Their liabilities also have increased, but that tends to happen when a company grows, right? So in 2024, they were sitting at $32 billion for total liabilities. Total equity, the amount of investments you can say that are coming into the company, is also growing rapidly. In 2024, they were at $79 billion. Like I said, they really don't have too much debt, and they did a good job at decreasing this from 2022 to 2024. See, in 2022, they're at $12 billion, and in 2024, they were at $10 billion. Love to see a company with low debt, and Nvidia is checking that one off the list. Cash flow is huge for me. Free cash flow is primarily how I value a company, through a discounted cash flow statement, and everything looks pretty healthy. Operating activities have been able to increase. Trailing 12 months, they're at $77 billion. Cash from investing activities has actually decreased, but that tends to happen, as well as financing activities. But what these decreases mean, or these negative values mean, is that Nvidia is investing large amounts of money into their company, like we just saw with the OpenAI deal, which is always a great sign for a company if you're looking for future growth, and Nvidia has not shied away from this in the past couple of years. Now, free cash flow, like I said, the big one, they've been able to grow this exponentially. From 2023 to their trailing 12 months has grown by around 50 billion. Now the stuff that really makes Nvidia shine, their forward revenue growth is at 65%. If we're looking at the sector median, this is 7.52%. So the middle point for the sector when looking at forward revenue growth. The difference to sector is huge, 764%. Nvidia definitely shines in their sector, and they are the top performer when looking at revenue growth. Earnings per share is at 69.79%, and earnings per share is really what grows the company. If they have positive earnings, the stock price is going to go up unless something else happens. And again, their sector median is at 10.97%. This is a 535% difference to the sector, which is just absolutely crazy. Thought I'd share capital expenditure growth too. Really, this metric shows how much money they're putting into their company for future growth or future investments. And this is at 166%. Nvidia really is investing into the future for the company. Maybe you'll get a slight gain in stock price if you buy it right now. But if you buy it and you hold it for a long period of time, it is going to pay out, and I'm sure of it. If you're looking at the sector median, once again, 6.77%, unbelievable, but 2,364% difference to sector. Nvidia really shines in this aspect too. They are a company that is investing so much into the future of their company's profitability, and stock price is just going to reflect on that measure. Right here, we can see the low point over the past 52 weeks, and that was due to tariffs. It was a bearish downtrend, but they released a deal with Saudi Arabia, which really skyrocketed up the price, and it's been bullish since. Right now, like I said, they're pretty overvalued, right? So, you're definitely not getting this stock price at a discount. You could buy now, and I think that it will pay off if you hold it for, say, 2 years or 10 years, however long. At least a year, it'll pay off. What I'm hoping, or what I'm looking for, which I don't think will happen anytime soon. They are reaching a all-time high here. You can see that it kind of bounced off that all-time high level that I outlined there. Break that all-time high, which I think so. There's just so much optimism with the OpenAI deal. But what I'm hoping for is a slight pullback, maybe bouncing off of that 50-day moving average, and going back up. I think what I'd really like to see in other investors would be a little bit of a larger pullback and bouncing off of that 100-day moving average. I don't think it'll bounce off the 200-day moving average. Any of these levels, the 50-day moving average or the 100-day moving average, are good buying opportunities. I think you could buy this company right now. Hold it for 3 years. You are going to get insane growth on your investment. This is such a strong company, and the future for it looks so bright. At a whole, fundamentally, they're so strong, and I think they will play such an important role in the AI space for years to come. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please drop a comment down below, subscribe, like, and I'll catch you in the next episode.